that was my point I was trying to make, is that the majority create these situations that we're in, all these situations, and then they abandon us. They abandon us after they created it, and then they don't want to face up to it. They don't want to look at it. They don't want to talk about it, and they want to say it's all on you, and it is all on us, but it's all on you, and it had nothing to do with us, and the way you live is because the choices you make, which is not true. Black and brown people didn't choose Jim Crow after they were freed. Didn't choose it. They didn't choose police brutality and didn't deserve it. They didn't choose that idea of separation and the redlining. It goes on and on. We didn't choose it, but we had no choice. Our ancestors had to survive and thrive in those environments, and they did. They didn't choose where it's hard to get jobs and you could do certain kind of jobs. Didn't choose that, and the wages on those jobs. Didn't choose that. We didn't even choose, our ancestors didn't choose how we got here. Like, we didn't come out of love. Our ancestors didn't live in love per se. They lived in an environment of hate. They lived in an environment of bondage. From the beginning to, through the civil rights. They lived in this environment of bondage. And then not only did our ancestors live in an environment of bondage, not giving a history lesson here. I'm just letting you know. Abandonment. Then, how most of us, when you look at you look at black and brown people, you can see all our complexions are different, and they're different for a reason. It's a reminder, right, of the forced relationships between black people and the majority, the rapes between black people and the majority, the violence and the bondage between the white people, the majority, and the black people. Representation of that. So then we got all these situations that we were put in, and so they created, right? They created this situation for the black people, create this situation. So, which created other situations, poverty and other situations. And then some of them want to deny it and say that's them when they created the situation. Some of them want to, it's like when you abuse a kid, a kid's whole life, and that kid goes to jail. He just has this mindset, and he ends up in jail, or he ends up hurting somebody. And you say to the kid, and you say to yourself, see, you're the parent that abused him, but you say, see, I knew that kid was no good. I knew that couldn't make it. Abandonment. That parent created that kid. And it's kind of the same relationship with the majority and the black and brown people, because we're in the scenarios that we're in, and we're escaping them, and we're getting better, but we're in the scenarios we're in because they were created for us by the majority. And then these same scenarios that were created for us by the majority, we are blamed for being in those scenarios. We are blamed for being in those same scenarios that were created for us, that gave us no choice. That's my point.